You know you want this for this.
Hey guys, welcome to the second part of the 3-part cooking series that I have going on. So, in this video, I will be showing you how to make the calzones. You will need the pizza dough from the first video, so make sure you guys go ahead and check out that video before coming to this video so you guys can have the pizza dough already ready to go and you're just adding your ingredients inside and baking it up. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. So here are all of our ingredients for our calzone. I will be making a chicken, spinach, and onion calzone. I'm going to be using red onions here. I have 3 chicken tenderloins here. I have our already prepared pizza dough that we have. Make sure you check out my first video if you want to learn how to make that. I have some butter. I have some garlic. I have some parsley in here. Our heavy cream, mozzarella, some Italian style cheese, our spinach, our salt, red pepper flakes, garlic salt, Italian seasoning, pepper, and then our total seasoning. And that is all you're going to need for this, guys. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So first thing first, we're going to start with our chicken. We need to get this seasoned up. I'm just going to use a little bit of salt here. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes, garlic salt, a little bit of our total seasoning, and then some pepper. And I'm not seasoning these too heavily because we are making a white sauce to go in our calzones. And then we also have the cheese, so we don't want to add too much salt or anything like that in here. So now I'm just going to take these over to the stove. I'm just going to cook these and then we're going to cut them up. Next here I have our red onion here. This is just half of a large red onion, and we're just going to slice this up. So next we're just going to take our garlic cloves over here and I'm just going to squeeze them onto the plate. We're going to use 2 garlic cloves for our actual white sauce, and then we're also going to be using 2 garlic cloves for our butter that goes on top of the calzone. Alright guys, so here I have our garlic all crushed up. I have about 2 cups of spinach here. You can add as much spinach as you would like. Remember that it is going to wilt down, so that's why it looks like a lot, but it's not going to be a lot when we cook it down. And then I have the onions over here, and we're just waiting for our chicken to finish up, and then we're going to saute our onions, and then we're going to put our spinach in last just to wilt those a little bit, and then we're going to start building our sauce for the inside of the calzone. Alright guys, so here is our chicken. I did not cook it fully because I am going to cut it up and put it back in the pan, and then I'm going to add our onions over here and saute that all together, and then I'm also going to add our spinach. Just go ahead and slice this up.
Even this sick, right?
Now we're just going to add this back into our pan. We're going to add our onions, and we're going to start sauteing that all together. So let's go over to the stove. So here I have our chicken back in the pan, just warming back up a little bit. There's already oil in the pan from the chicken, so I'm just going to go ahead and add our onions in.
Even this sick, right?
I'm just going to cook these just until they get a little bit soft. To this just to help with a little bit more seasoning, and the salt also helps with breaking the onions down and making them nice and soft too. Just a little bit. Alright, our onions are looking pretty good. You don't want to cook them too much. I still like to have a little bit of bite to mine. And while we're cooking this also and about to prepare our sauce, I have our oven preheating to 500 degrees. And now we're just going to go ahead and add in our spinach.
Even this sick, right?
And honestly guys, for calzones, you can add whatever you like in them. The only way I came up with this recipe is because I did a flatbread with all of this. I used basically an Alfredo sauce for the sauce, and then I put this on top, and then I put some mozzarella cheese on top, and guys, it is so good. Go ahead and comment down below if you guys would like to see the flatbread version of this video. And that's it for our filling. Now we can go ahead and start making our sauce. Let's get that out of the way. First step of our sauce, we're just going to add about a tablespoon of butter. We're just going to let that melt. We're going to go ahead and add in our garlic, just half of whatever is left. And we're just going to saute that a little bit. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our heavy cream. I am doing 3/4 a cup of heavy cream. You don't need a lot of sauce. Guys, here our heavy whipping cream is bubbling and ready to go. Be careful and make sure you watch this because I have walked away for a few moments and it came out and flooded over the side, so make sure you are watching this. Now I'm just going to add our Italian style cheese in here. Probably going to add about 1/4 to a 1/2 cup. Depends on how much cheese you like and how thick you want your sauce to be. I'm just going to give that a stir. Just going to wait for that to bubble up a little bit. I'm just going to add some pepper, a little bit of salt, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, mix that through. And I have the stovetop on about medium heat right now. And this is what our sauce should be looking like. I'm just going to turn off the stove. Now we're just going to go ahead and pour this over our chicken, spinach, and our onion mixture. And you might not need all the sauce, just see how much you might need. You just want it to be a nice thick consistency like this. Now we're just going to set this aside and we're going to make our garlic butter that we're going to brush on top of our calzone. Alright, so we're just going to add 3 tablespoons of butter in here. And then we're going to add the rest of our garlic. And once that all melts and you can start smelling the garlic, we're just going to add some salt, some pepper, and some Italian seasoning, and that'll be it. Very simple, very easy. Alright guys, and this is our garlic butter. I already put in the salt, the pepper, and the Italian seasoning. Again, all those seasonings are up to your preference. I put probably about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and need to remind you I did use unsalted butter, so there's no salt in here. I used a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I used probably about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and I just did a couple of cracks of black pepper in here. Now we're going to go over and roll out our dough and start filling up our calzone. Here we have our dough. So this is just half of the prepared dough that I made in our first video. I'm just going to also cut this into half, and I'm going to be making 2 calzones out of this. Alright guys, and this is what our first calzone dough is looking like. Now we're just going to take over our dough, put half of our dough here. We're just going to fill it up half of this side. And you want to leave about 1 inch of space around the whole outside of the dough. And I'm just going to take our mozzarella cheese here and lay that on top. Now we're just going to take this, we're going to flip it over, and we're just going to press along the edges here.
Even this shit crank.
And there we have our first calzone. We're just going to put some slits in it, some little vent pockets, just so it can release some steam. Just going to put 3 of those.
Even this shit crank.
Cut it. And we're just going to prepare our other calzone. Guys, here our calzones are. I do have a little bit of an egg wash here. I'm going to brush this on top of our calzones. This just helps our calzones get a nice golden brown color. This is optional. You don't have to do that. You can put just drizzle a little bit of olive oil on there too if you would like. now we're gonna put our calzones in the oven that I already have preset to 500 degrees for 15 minutes. All right, here are our finished calzones. Do you guys hear that crust? All right, now we're just gonna go ahead and brush some of our garlic butter on top. Here is our finished calzone, guys. Do you hear this crust? Just look at that. Let's go ahead and cut into this thing. Woo, it's hot. This looks delicious, guys. I cannot wait to dig in. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I will be making a marinara sauce, but I will be making it to go with our garlic knots. So if you want to see how to make the marinara sauce that can also go along with this calzone, go ahead and watch the next video that I'm going to have linked in the description down below and also linked throughout this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know how you guys like it. Bye.